Hi, Karen Sullivan here from lifehealthmore.net. And I'm excited to come to you today from my page. Yeah, not my page, my timeline. It's a better way for me to contact you because I feel like this way I can get out to the general public and let you guys know about the things that I have to offer and about my page. And I'm excited. But fit and fat, no, not fit and fab, FAB are the words that we're using today, fit and fab. And I have to tell you, for the whole month of July, we're going to talk about all these different things that you can do in working toward goals and getting whatever it is that you want. It's not just about weight loss, although, I'm a personal trainer and I also am a health coach. And so everybody has issues with weight. That's primary. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry is the whole weight loss thing. And I have a very different approach that I take with people. So let me back it up a little bit and let you know, lifehealthmore.net, no punctuation in it. And that is my webpage. And it's a blog page and it is also a tutorial. When you subscribe, you will start getting emails from me in advanced training. And it's got module. So it's got recordings of me that you cannot find on Facebook. You cannot find on YouTube. You can only get them through my page. So I'm hoping that you will join that and see some additional information that might help you on your journey. So 2018 is the year that I want to help everybody to be the absolute best version of themselves. You have to love your life. Why be here if you can't love your life? So that's my motivation. That's my why. That's what I really am just striving to do, to get people to be healthier and happier. And it's what makes me happiest. Now, I have talked last week. Let's see, today's Thursday. Wednesday, being the 4th of July, really messed me up. So Monday, my show was the first one for the month of July, and I talked about your why, finding your motivation. Okay, if you have a chance, go back on either YouTube or on Life Health More, and you'll be able to see that there. Now, what I want to talk today is about failed attempts to get to your goal. You set this goal, there's something that you want to do, and there's often the situation where people don't make it. They fail. They fall off the bandwagon. They're on a roller coaster sort of a thing. All kinds of, little terminologies I can use and cliches and everything about it. But the bottom line is you're having to hit reboot and start over. You don't get to your goal because there's something that throws you off point. There's like a wrench thrown in the works and it just stops working. Well, I feel like there are 3 components that you have to have. The first is to have that true, clear motivation, which I talked about a little bit the other day. I will talk about it other days during this month. But more importantly, I want you to remember that, start to think about why you want to do whatever it is you want to do. If you're losing weight, if you're just getting fit, if you're just trying to get healthier, why do you want to do it? And not to belabor the point from the last show, but it's not just the first answer you come up with. I want to fit into a size 3. Well, why? And so you continue to ask yourself questions, do that introspectively, think about it, process it, and you'll find that there's another reason. Keep asking yourself why. Okay, we'll go through that workshop at another time. We'll do something to try and get you. I'll hold a webinar that you guys can do. So then that way it's interactive and you and I can talk, which is fantastic. I love doing webinars. So you have your motivation. You have the thing that you want that is your heart's desire. It makes your stomach all like butterflies when you think of it. And then your focus. Now, it sounds like motivation and focus are the same thing, but they're not. The focus is that thing which keeps you mindful along the way. It's the thing that you have and that keeps you from straying off the path. Dorothy got to Oz by following the yellow brick road. You have to create a yellow brick road for yourself, okay? So that's what will make it successful, okay? That's the second component. deep, deep, deep desire that goes to the crux of things. And then you have the focus, okay, your yellow brick road. And the third thing is you got your plan. And I call it the recipe for success. During the month, I will give you some really great recipes for, wonderful summer salads and whatever strikes me. And we'll be sharing that. But also, we're going to talk about how to build your plan. Now, for those of you who are not aware, I've written 2 books. The first is The Zen of Weight Loss, and the second is Your Perfect Food Plan. And on this event here, or this page or live feed, I have the link to Amazon, and there's a terrible glare, but you see this, The Zen of Weight Loss, a mindful, livable approach to fitness. It also comes in ebook version, and then Your Perfect Food Plan. And the link that I have put here takes you to, you can see both of them, and you can get more details on the book there. So, go check it out and see what you think. So now we're talking about goals. Now, are goals real or are they fantasy? That's the biggest thing, is that we set a goal for ourselves and it's really unrealistic. It's really not, you're setting yourself up for failure because you expect too much for yourself. So the first thing that might be in the way is that your timeline. Let's say today is the 5th of July. Let's say, that would be by the 1st of August, I want to lose, I'm trying to pick up a number here. So let's see, the 5th of July. So that's in 1, 2, 3, about 4 weeks that I want to lose 15 pounds. And I figure I can do it because I'll kick up my cardio and I will really cut my food back. And, you know what happens with that. You pick up your cardio and you're doing too much and you usually end up with an injury. You cut your food back and your body cuts back the metabolism so that you're not burning what you should. So that is an example of a really unrealistic goal based on the timeline. So in reality, if you want to lose weight, that's in 4 weeks, and you want to, by August 1st, you might want to say to yourself, well, I'd like to lose 5 to 7 pounds. That's a little more realistic. We're not a microwave. Well, we are a microwave society, but we don't have the capacity to get our bodies to respond the way a microwave does. It's not a 30-second deal. It's a lifelong endeavor. Now, the other thing is that in order to get to that unrealistic 15-pound goal, we're going to go with that for this example, okay? Let's say to do that, you decide you are going to really pick it up and you're going to do more classes. You're going to add running into your workout program and you're going to work really, really hard. Hard work is great. Smart work is better. And you can end up with an injury, especially if you've gone from 0 to, 60 in a day or a half in a week or whatever. So that's just something that no trainer would be on board with you doing, adding that kind of a thing. It's all done incrementally when you work with people, and you start low and slow and then you pick it up a little bit. Talk to anybody who trains for half marathons or full marathons or triathlons. That's a long, slow process. The body is not able to jump in and do those huge major events without working up to it. There are workups. You get ready for it. I ran a half marathon. No, that's not true. Let's be realistic. You like the way I threw that in there? I used to run in Virginia Beach with a group of people, and we were deciding that they were going to do a half marathon that is around St. Patrick's Day. And they have workups that start back in maybe September, October. And what they do is the first race that they hold, it's called the Shamrock Marathon in Virginia Beach. I didn't think it was a full marathon, but it might be a full marathon. And so anyway, they do, the first race is a 5K. The second race is a 10K. The third race is a 15K, and so on, right? So it's to help you to get your work up. I made it to the third one and it was out in the country in an area I had never been to before, and I don't even remember where it was. It's so many years ago. And all I remember was my body didn't hurt. I was in really great condition to be able to do it. It just seemed a little crazy to me because it was way out and I turned a corner and it was in November and I walked around, I ran around this corner and I'm going on this stretch and I look to my right and there's the state prison. Well, the state prisons, they put way out in the boondocks. So I knew I was way out in the boonies, and then it started to snow. And for me, that just was not my cup of tea. So I sort of backed off and decided, yeah, I wasn't going to do that anymore. So I didn't do it. But you see what I'm talking about with working up to what you're going to do. Again, we're not a microwave society, guys. That as far as the body is concerned, you have to be careful that you're in expectations of what the results are that you're going to get. I work with people that after 5-6 months, they're going, I don't see it. And what do you mean you don't see it? I don't see the results. Are you kidding? Let's think about this. Let's talk about, there are two areas that when you're losing weight or you're trying to get healthy, there's two levels that this work is happening on. Okay, the first is on the physical. It's what we all see. You cut your weight, you increase your activity, you lose the weight, you get smaller. Okay, but the other work is all internal. It's between your ears. It's what's happening with how you think. And I guess maybe I should say there are 3 levels, because then the third level is the body itself, what happens in the body with your metabolism and the process of burning fat and the process of getting the calories burned and all of that. So there's several levels that you have to make sure are responding to the work that you're doing. My son is starting, he's the one that lives in Omaha, and he's starting a competition for fitness for weight loss. And he I said, well, tell me about that. What does that involve? Well, he counts his macros. Way too much work for me. I'm not a mathematician, and that's not what I do. The process that my books talk about is really taking the food that you eat, see how your body responds to it, and deciding whether it's something you should be eating or not. So that's why it's so important to understand journaling is a real important thing. Your perfect food plan is a journal. I'll show you. See how it has lines in it? Can you see that? It's got lines, and there are 52 weeks over here that have just a little paragraph, and it's to help you understand how you can learn to journal, what it means by journaling, by writing down your food, writing the notes of how you felt an hour later. And so that's a really important approach, because what you want to understand is how your body can handle food. It's taken me a really long time to recognize that I have a food allergy. You want to hear a funny thing about that? The food allergies I've always had, growing up, I had strawberries would make me get hives on my face, and seafood, the shellfish, I would get hives. And I seem to have grown out of that, as long as I'm not eating too much. If we're out picking crabs, I have to really modify how much I'm doing, because if I get too much shellfish, I do break out in it. But in the last 15 years, I've started suspecting that there were 2 things that I was allergic to. One was dairy, and specifically ice cream and milk itself. The second thing was wheat. And I realized that I couldn't eat wheat. It's not gluten, it's wheat. I'm allergic to wheat. Well, lo and behold, I'm talking to my mom about a week ago, and I said something about, oh no, you kidding? I haven't had wheat and I can't do it. If I ever have it, it's just terrible. And she said, well, you are allergic to it. I said, what? When I was a kid and had tests done for allergies, and I remember it was done at the base hospital in Dover. I The results came back that I was allergic to wheat and milk. I said to my mother, why didn't you ever tell me? And she said, well, because the worst of the allergies was environmental, which was mold and dust. And all I remembered from that whole experience was having my room washed down, and they put a plastic mat on my mattress, and I had to sleep on that crunchy thing. It was just the pits. So, but truth be known, it is. And I found out again that I was allergic to it by journaling and watching what happened. And when my stomach would be upset, then I looked back and tracked, oh, look, this is what I ate. You're becoming a science experiment and figuring out what's going on. So this is a really important thing about getting to your goals, that you want to make sure that you're setting them and they're realistic. What you want to do, the amount you want to do, and the time that you want to do it in. Okay. So ZWL, Zen of Weight Loss. I know that in St. Charles, they're in the libraries here, and you can get yourself a copy. Or again, like I said, they're on Amazon, and I think they're also available online at Barnes and Noble. So check those out, see what you think. And if you have any questions, then you can always get in touch with me. But the thing that I think that is real helpful, will be helpful for you, is if you decide to go to lifehealthmore.net, and you can subscribe there, and also on YouTube, you can subscribe to my channel there, so you'll get my videos as they come up. If you don't have a chance to catch it on Facebook, it will be on YouTube later. I am doing a webinar that's free on the 12th of July. It's at 7 o'clock in the evening, and it's about soy. We're going to be discussing the benefits and the scary stuff about soy. So please go and register. It's the only way you'll be able to see the webinar. There is no charge, but you do need to register. Okay, so check that out and get yourself registered. Remember, you have to focus on the journey, build your yellow brick road, so that you can find your way to a goal that is going to be realistic. So in that little time that you might have to think about what you want to do for yourself, send me a note, make a comment. And if you'd like some help figuring that out, I'd be glad to help you. Take care, guys. And this is Karen from lifehealthmore.net. Take care. Bye.